those fireside chats without a fireside. I'm going to ask Andris Berzins to come and join us on stage. So a warm applause to Andris, without whom none of this would be possible. And I'm welcoming James back to the stage. James Berdigans back on the stage. They are going to speak about the wonderful rivalry turned into friendship of Printify and Printful. And this is the most exciting deal in 2024. And they've changed lives for thousands of people who are applying and aren't sure what to write on their application form. Life is going to get easier. I'll take it away, Andris and James.
Thanks, Janis. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Delighted to be here with my friend James. And I'm actually going to change my list of questions as I was sitting there and listening to the earlier panels and come back to your previous panel and your answer with Marilyn Monroe as the person you'd most like to meet, who you haven't met. Why not Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, all the tech greats of the world? Why Marilyn?
Good start. I'm now a single, heartbroken guy, and
your girlfriend might be really upset by this answer, of course.
Marilyn Monroe liked to have fun, and I think we could have fun together. So,
super. Life is all about building startups, but also about having fun, right?
Simple, man.
Exactly. So everyone has heard the news of this exciting merger between Printify and Printful. We at Change Ventures, the fund I am a partner of, we're very excited, of course, as previously an investor in Printify, so now part of the journey. And I wanted to take this opportunity, one of the first opportunities, to ask James some questions, so understand more about this merger in general, how you see it, and sort of how it also happened. So let's start with these two companies. So many people, obviously I think everyone here knows the names, but I'm not sure everyone knows what are the differences between Printful and Printify in terms of which customers they're serving, how they're operating, what they're doing, what resources they have. So maybe you can help sort of explain what the story is about how these two companies are different.
Sure, happy to. So for the context, for somebody who doesn't know, historically we chose different strategies. So Printful decided to do everything in-house, producing all the products in-house. We decided to not to produce anything in-house, but to work with third-party partners to build a marketplace business. For me, that was actually a simple choice. I just didn't have money, so I had to think about ways how to build a company with less resources. And so that's how we grew to similar size. And I would say that is the main difference in terms of customers that we target. There are slight differences of Printful, maybe looking a bit more at enterprise and larger customers, and Printify gravitating towards enabling freedom for anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to start an online business, giving, I believe, probably one of the easiest tools to start your own business. So slight differences there, but the main difference was full in-house production versus no in-house production. Okay,
and so there has been some public, there's been a lawsuit in the past, and so many people were surprised by this decision. So maybe you can tell a little bit about the story as to how actually this conversation that ended up in a merger, how did it start, how did it process, how did it happen?
First, when I think it was Alex from other side, first when he approached, we had a nice conversation, but my attitude, like my first attitude was like, thank you very much, we will buy you in the future. But yeah, a bit reducing my ego, and after a couple of repetitions, we decided, maybe there really is more value in being one company and being able to dedicate resources more to different kind of activities and having a lot more resources and the best of the best talent. And so that idea started to mature, the conversation started to mature, and everyone at the table decided that it would be interesting to entertain this idea.
So entertaining is one, actually signing a merger is a whole nother story. So what does it take to actually go all the way through to merging two tech companies with a whole different set of investors, different brands? Maybe you can tell some more.
Yeah, it takes a lot of late night conversations to negotiate all the terms of the deal, because every single nuance is very impactful, and so it was quite stressful and challenging, the negotiation process. And once we aligned high level on how the deal could happen, which took still like intense negotiations of like probably a month. Then after we agreed on high level things, it took about 6 months of intense work involving lawyers and going into details until we could make the announcement.
Super. And so even going back a little bit, so how is it that two companies in the same space ended up being from the same country? What's that sort of lucky circumstance?
I will make up the answer, but I really don't know the answer. How come? Because I know how we started, and I think it evolved. Like I had previously a business of making custom accessories for Apple products, and it failed. And I wanted to do something still e-commerce, online sales, and my initial idea was to start building, selling the products ourselves. And as we found manufacturers, we realized that we need to automate things, and we started automating things. And by doing that, realized that there is a solution to simplify things for the e-commerce merchants. So that's how it started. And I think in the process, as we were playing for similar customers, we started competing side to side, and realistically different features started to look side to side. And now I go on the websites, and I'm a bit surprised like how similar we are. So that's great for the merger, easier to merge the companies. So yeah, I don't have a perfect answer for that.
Yeah, but it's in business, as far as I've seen, it's a very, very rare circumstance, and quite a lucky happenstance that both are from one country, because that obviously makes the logic much better.
And by the way, I don't know, maybe there is something about Latvia or this region, because there is one more quite large printing company called Picanova that probably most people haven't heard about, and there is one other large player who is like a neighbor from Norway. So it seems like everyone is concentrating in this region. Maybe there is something special about this for printing businesses.
There must be. And so as a result of this, so where will Printful and Printify, where are you in terms of global position versus the other players?
It really depends how you look at the market. And if you look on at the whole printing market, we are a tiny player in the whole printing market, because it's many $1 billion large. And then you can slice it by different niches and different verticals, and there we would be the leader in those niches. But so it depends, and that's what still makes me excited to be highly involved in the company, that there is still a lot of growth opportunity, and to materialize those growth opportunities and to do an IPO in a few years, that would really make me excited.
Super. So let's talk about IPO. What can you tell us in terms of what the plans going forward are regarding that?
Nothing specific I can share on the plan, but I would say like a realistic timeline would be 3-ish years from now that we are aiming for. And we realized that, well, in order to do a successful IPO, statistically, the best IPO, like the best valuations are for companies of 4 billion and above. There you typically tend to be a market leader. You're large enough that investors don't see you as a too risky investment. And you still need to be able to demonstrate good year-over-year growth. So we are realistic about those expectations, and our goal is to meet and exceed those expectations and to do a successful IPO in a few years.
Super. So we're very excited to look forward to an IPO in a few years of 4 billion or more, which would be a massive event for our country. And so next question I had was sort of about the combined company. So what can you say might be different? What are you planning to do as the companies are merged? And I think many people in this room have the question on their lips, what will the brand be?
I will start with the brand as the easiest. It will be, we are taking the last 2 letters of each company. So sorry if that nobody got that domain name and we bought it first. So it's FYUL. So it's and it will mean fuel. The idea being that every engine to run needs a fuel, and just like every company needs support, needs fuel to run. And so we are providing the tools and equipment for the e-commerce entrepreneurs to fuel their businesses and grow their businesses a lot larger. So it will be a corporate name. The consumer-facing names will still remain, and the strategy is not decided yet.
Okay, so Fuel, the new name. And so what about the rest of the business? You have teams here in Latvia, various teams. You also have US operations. I think Printful has a plant in Spain, if I'm correct.
Yes, we have plants in several countries, Spain, UK, Latvia, of course, United States, and Mexico. And over 100 partner facilities. And the plan is to work on efficiencies, and that comes in different forms. And I'm really excited that we can now select the best talent from 2 great companies and have a winning team to do an IPO and to become really successful and leader in the space.
Super. And so can you tell a bit more about how that leadership team is going to look?
So the top leadership team is already clear. It's a selection of top 2 teams, top 2 leaders from both organizations. And actually we had a really great match that how we are complementing each other, and in areas where Printful had exceptional leaders, and we have exceptional leaders in other areas. And so combining that leadership team, I feel very, very optimistic and strong about the future, that we really have a team of very dedicated, hardworking, smart people that I believe will do great things.
Fantastic. And on the investor side, has anything changed in the pool of investors, or is everyone backing the new company and still there?
So nothing changes on the investor side, nothing changes on shareholder side. It's everyone is still on, and I think that's the exciting part, that everyone is hanging in for the ride and for hopefully a IPO or IPO in the future.
Super. And about you personally, so what are sort of the main things since the last few years when you were working on Printify? What's your I don't know, main learning or something that that you would see as being exciting or different in this path forward in the merged company?
The scale. I really like scale, and I like to see companies growing very quickly and growing really large. And that excites me, that we will be twice as big and continue to grow, and to be able to provide much better service, product assortment, quality, you name it. Pretty much we can be better across all the aspects of the business, of the value we are delivering to our customers. And that makes me most excited about the merged company, that we can continue being customer obsessed. We can deliver better value for the customers.
And what about growth, speed of growth? So in Startup House, we have this big chart on the wall as you walk in from Gokul, one of your early investors in Printify, never to be satisfied with less than 100% growth until you get big. So how do you maintain speed of growth in a company that's now of that size with hundreds and hundreds of employees? In fact, I think thousands already at this stage.
That's the challenge, and the reason why that sign is in a startup house was because I was ashamed that we are not anymore above 100% year-over-year growth, and I was like, I can't walk this sign, past this sign every day and just like look at not meeting those expectations. So I hope everyone at Startup House is meeting those expectations, and that's I think for me, like, the more time you spend with building a company and with venture capitalists, you learn that the number one thing for building a successful company is your startup growth speed or year-over-year growth. And whatever that growth rate is, you should never be satisfied. Whatever it was last year, you should aim to have it higher next year. And that's incredibly hard challenge, especially if you don't have a business that has very strong network effect. It's a very hard challenge to increase your growth speed or even to maintain it. And now it's not anymore 100%, but we are still aiming for solid double-digit growth and succeeding in that, with hiccups here and there. But that's the goal for the team, and I like that we are not reducing our expectations, but rather thinking very hard, where can we find new growth opportunities? How can we continue to grow this company even further, much bigger?
Super. So, well, congratulations and good luck for the next stage of the journey. And thanks very much for coming and telling everyone the story. Thanks, Janis.
Thank you.